You don't need much when it comes to cooking a good steak. Well, technically, all you need is a good piece of steak. But why stop there? Why not take it a step further? By adding a few other ingredients, you can make it so much better. In today's video, we learn how to cook a basic steak. I'm sure many of you are tired of paying exorbitant prices for mediocre steaks. What a coincidence. So why not just do it at home? Now, there are many ways you can cook a steak, but this is not that video. Today, we will be sticking to the most basic of cooking methods, pan-searing. So to cook a steak, you'll need a piece of steak, a clove of garlic, a sprig of rosemary or thyme, some butter, and of course, salt and pepper. The rest is a little preparation and all-round general timing. Begin by letting your steak come to room temperature. This helps ensure more even cooking. Also, to prevent unnecessary splattering, pat your steak dry, because, well, oil and water don't exactly mix well. Once that's done, season your steak with salt and pepper and allow your pan to heat up. You want to use a heavy bottom pan and for it to be smoking hot. A good 3 to 5 minutes on high heat should do the trick. Next, pour in the oil and place your steak in the pan, seasoned side down. Season the other side while the steak cooks for about 30 seconds. Yes, 30 seconds, we'll get to that. Pro tip: don't use olive oil for cooking steaks. Stick to other vegetable oils such as sunflower, peanut or even groundnut. The reason is, olive oil smoking point is just way too low, and you'll end up with a super smoky house as well as a steak with the disgusting aftertaste of burnt oil. Delicious. Flip the steak and let it cook for another 30 seconds. Repeat this process until about a minute before you reach your desired doneness. Toss in your knob of butter, herbs and garlic. You can opt to baste the steak here, but it's kind of hard to do when filming. So instead, I'm just going to flip my steak at the 30-second mark, let it cook for another 30 seconds and remove it from the pan. Let it rest for at least 5 minutes before cutting to it, and you have successfully or potentially unsuccessfully cooked the steak. Pro tip: here's how to gauge the doneness of your steak. Pinch your index finger to your thumb and feel the fleshy bit underneath, also known as the basal joint. That's how much resistance your steak should have if you're cooking it medium rare. Every subsequent finger more or less equates to the next level of doneness. Keep in mind this is a very rough guide and things may vary depending on the cut of steak, whether it's been dry aged or not, or even the overall marbling of the steak. So why are we flipping the steaks every 30 seconds? And is there a more accurate way to determine the doneness of your steak? Let's address the first question. Most people will tell you to flip your steak once and only once, and you can get a pretty decent steak that way. But if you ask them to explain the science behind it, they probably come up short. However, by flipping the steaks every 30 seconds, this allows the heat to penetrate the meat a lot more gradually, all while keeping the outer surface hot enough to form a delicious crust. This means you'll get more even cooking and a lower likelihood of a grey outer band. As for the second question, yes, there is a method. It's called a probe thermometer. It's something that most people don't have at home but should probably invest in. All you have to do is to stick it in the meat, and when it's about 3 to 4 degrees below the desired doneness, take it off the heat and allow it to rest. Here's the internal temperatures for the various levels of doneness. So what about the other methods of cooking a steak? Well, that's a video for another time, because that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video or you learned something new, hit that like button, share the video, consider subscribing, and let me know down in the comments what kind of sauces do you have your steak with. Do you have it on its own with just salt and pepper, maybe a whole grain mustard or an English mustard, or maybe some of you like it fancier with a red wine sauce, a mushroom sauce, black pepper sauce, maybe a steak Diane. I'm interested to hear from you guys. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.